Hello to our 2 subscribers. You need to exercise. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Chapter 1. Our past, our present. Us humans stem from the vast land of the African savanna. Our ancestors were nomads, moving about all day, every day, migrating, fighting, escaping and hunting, living a cruel life and surviving, day by day. How we live our lives has changed a lot since, especially as recently as the last 100 years. But us humans remain, in our core, the very same as our nomad ancestors. Genetically, we're almost the same as 10,000 years ago. We still have the need to move around like our forefathers did, and we're not meant for this sedentary lifestyle the vast majority of us are currently living. Our current way of life is detrimental to our body and mind. A lot has changed since we wandered the dangerous lands of the savannah. Our social structures, our diet, we have urbanized, and we live in a polluted world. But perhaps the biggest change is in that we move a lot less today compared to our ancestors, and this reality has a detrimental effect on us. We live with infinitely more wealth and luxury than before, and we have made an insurmountable amount of progress since we roamed the lands in search of survival. Yet our current existence feels more lackluster than ever before. We are more depressed, unconcentrated, stressed, and worried than we have ever been before. We have simply walked much too far away from our natural habitat of the savannah. Now, this is not a call to return to monk, but a message that you need to exercise, to become physically active, since you're not meant to live the sedentary life you are living. It's time for a change. It's time for action. Chapter 2. Be realistic. You don't need to become huge. You don't need to do specific exercises that you hate. You don't need to use machines, lift heavy weights or do push-ups. You don't have to be able to run a marathon, or deadlift 200 kilos, or plank for 5 minutes straight. You work out however you see fit, the way you want to, and that is most convenient for you. You know that best yourself. We're all different. It is infinitely better to run 10 minutes 3 days a week rather than sitting paralyzed in the couch by the overwhelming thought of running 1 hour a day every single day of the week, which the ideal version of you could easily do. Pushing yourself is something beautiful. It's character defying. But remember, doing something, anything, is always better than doing nothing. You have to start somewhere. Make it fun and easy for yourself. You have heard and seen stories of people like Goggins and Schwarzenegger and others who have done outstanding feats of power and muscle building, and they seemingly have total control of their minds. They are impressive. Those are people we can and should take inspiration from. We can even aspire to become like them, but the point is that you really do not have to. Before I continue, if you find our content valuable and want to become the best man that you can be, please consider subscribing. This also helps us continuing creating great content. Alright, let's get back to it. Chapter 3. The reasons to exercise. Walking is a man's best friend, is a quote from the father of medicine, Hippocrates. The knowledge that movement is one of the best medicines for a man is ancient. It's by a relatively recent progress and research in medicine that we have rediscovered just how important it is to be physically active. And what Hippocrates is saying is true. Being physically active in its core is as simple as that. Walking. Move your 2 feet in front of each other in a rapid succession and voila, you are exercising. The greatest medicine for your body and your brain is to move about. Of course, while walking is splendid in and of itself, doing cardio or lifting weights is even better. Exercising is the simple best thing you can do for yourself. It is not only a treat that you should allow yourself, but a duty towards yourself and your future self. You can literally run away from diseases. Cardio, for example, reduces the risk of getting dementia, reduces your heart rate and makes you less stressed, and reduces the risk of heart diseases and helps stave away diabetes. This might sound too good to be true, but it's not. And you would be a fool not to take the advantage of this opportunity for a better life that is so easily achieved. Exercising is premium for your brain. You get better memory and cognition, become more happy, and become more focused, especially when you get older, as you also, believe it or not, slow the aging of the brain, since the speed of aging is tied to your burning of energy, aka how physically active you are, or are not, rather. But you need to start as early as possible. Running a few times won't change anything. It's a decade-long process. We also feel better by exercising. We are evolutionary beings. We naturally want to increase the chances of our and our species' survival. By being physically active, you stimulate hunting, escaping, and migrating. Things that unsurprisingly increase our chances of survival. Hence why our brain rewards us with dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins after a workout to further encourage such activities. Now repeat this reward-induced well-being over time by exercising, and you will start to feel less stressed and feel mentally better long-term. In other words, a great tool in the fight against depression. On the contrary, our brains punish us for being inactive, and then we feel bad as we're not catching anything and sitting still. It's a perfect component in the formula of getting depressed. The combination of the sedentary lifestyle and overconsumption of unhealthy foods is, as you know, how you get overweight. Obesity causes diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, amongst many other things. Do you want to get all of this? Of course you don't. So get off your ass and move. Do something. Anything is better than nothing. Walk, run, swim, lift weights. The alternatives are abundant. Find something that suits you. And many of the things you can do are for free. There are no excuses. Now, exercising is not a solution or medicine for all your problems and hardships. Of course not. Physical activity cannot replace antidepressants or medicine if you need them. But you do want to maximize the odds of living a long and healthy life, where you keep mental and physical degeneration at bay for as long as possible. Chapter 4. Habits. It's easy to feel lost, to not know where to begin. You know you should start working out in one way or another, and you know what you want to look like. But translating this into reality and getting there is one big question mark. But fear not, I have the solution for you. Habits are your salvation. There are essentially two eternal habits in life, reading and exercising. These are two great fundamentals to life, but for now we're focusing on the latter part. Create a habit of working out. We will make a separate video in the future on the absolute power of habits and routines and the potential they give. But in essence, habits allow you to circumvent the temporary high of motivation and the dreading of its expiration. You have been inspired by a speech by an influential authority on a matter you're interested in, that being investing, bodybuilding, or whatever. You feel empowered and triumphant, able to conquer your weaknesses and achieve your dreams. I know you know this awesome feeling, but it is, as you yourself are very well aware of, a temporary feeling that quickly starts to fleet away when the hardships of reality starts to sink in. You start well, but you give up soon enough. Motivation is all in your head. It's not anything real unless you translate it into reality. To put it like this, motivation is a good start, but must be seen for what it actually is. A strong and temporary high. It quickly needs to be cultivated into a habit. See it as a start booster. You have figured out a way for your workout to suit you and thus make it enjoyable. Now you need to make it convenient for yourself and to become disciplined. Get a membership at a gym near your workplace, bus stop, or university, so you immediately and easily can get to business after you have done your work or studying without any fuss. Or start exercising in the morning. Go for a jog before you start anything for the day. Do the thinking yourself and figure out what is the most convenient for you to allow your habit of exercising to become a part of your daily routine. Don't let this video simply inspire you and give you motivation. Create that habit. Start really easy for yourself if physical activity is a concept you mostly see on your TV. Start going for a 5-minute walk every other day. Seriously, if it's difficult for you, it's of essence that you make it realistic and doable for yourself. We all need to start somewhere, and we should not look down on ourselves or on others for taking that big step, nor should we compare ourselves to others. As Jordan Peterson said, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Now, with all this being said, you need to become self-disciplined. Even if you have made your workout and opportunity of working out as easy as possible, you still need that mental control over yourself when you feel like not working out, which of course is the time that you really should work out. Every day is a battle. Although things get easier with habits since you get used to them, which is the power of habits, it's always going to be a battle. It's okay to lose some of those battles. Everyone has his ups and downs. It doesn't define you. None of us are perfect, but enough willpower and you will be able to make that habit going for you. You are able to make it. I believe in you. I also want to remind you to not grow comfortable with your exercises once you got that habit of working out for a while. It's an easy mind trap to fall into. You challenge yourself in the beginning, but stop doing so after a while by sticking to the same workout routine year after year. I urge you to keep pushing yourself, to not grow complacent with your new status quo. You want to constantly develop. Chapter 5. Look out for yourself. To exercise, to be physically active, is not about having big abs or big biceps, but a way to keep your brain, your lungs, and your heart healthy. You of course want to live a life free from diseases and mental and physical degeneration. You do not want to become too weak to move around on your own, or get so obese that you cannot leave your own bed without being forklifted, or start forgetting your own children's names or what you ate for breakfast. You will therefore act in a way that prevents this from becoming a reality, because you do only live once. Exercising regularly is the safest way to allow yourself a long and healthy life, which in the greater scheme of things ought to be your number one priority. No one but yourself can or is going to look out for you but you. Being healthy also increases the chances of dying in your sleep when you're an old-timer. Living your earthly life this way is a luxury not to be taken granted of. That's how you want to kick the bucket, blissfully unaware and at peace, not from a painful heart attack or a stroke. So do yourself a favor and start exercising sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment your own thoughts and continue watching these videos. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Selfmade Insta, where you get even more reminders and daily motivators to become the best man that you can be. See you in the next one.